Pancakes, hash browns, eggs Benedict. The holy trinity of breakfast. Sure, omelets have their moment and cereal might take a nostalgia box, but these dishes, they are breakfast. Quintessential, comforting, borderline sacred. Breakfast is a universal language spoken fluently by everyone. It's the meal that doesn't care what time it is. Morning, midnight, post-hangover recovery, you can eat it anytime and feel like life just got a little better. I'm Aaron Walker, and this is Beyond the Burner. First up, hash browns. We're going for that McDonald's-style perfection, those golden oblong pucks that crunch like a dream and melt into fluffy potato cloud inside. Why? Because they're batch-friendly. Make them once, freeze them, and you're set for breakfast until you're old and gray. First, grab 3 to 6 russet potatoes, the high-starch MVPs of the potato world. Wash, peel, and dunk them in water to keep them from oxidizing into a sad gray mess. Now shred them like they owe you money. Toss the shredded spuds into fresh water and give them a good rinse. Think of it like you're washing rice. Then, it's time to wring those bad boys out. Cheesecloth, a clean towel, your bare hands, whatever works, but the drier the better. Next, we par cook the shredded potatoes. Heat a pan of oil to 275 Fahrenheit or 135 Celsius and drop your potatoes in batches. Don't let them brown just yet, we're softening them up for their final crispy debut. After 5 minutes, fish them out and let them drain. Season with salt and keep it simple. Then toss in some potato starch, your secret weapon for keeping those pucks together. Shape them into the little McDonald's-inspired rectangles or whatever shape your heart desires. Freeze them solid and then fry them at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 Celsius. Cook them until they're golden, crispy, and ready to be devoured. Serve them hot. I guarantee it will become a regular on your rotation. Next are the pancakes. Pancakes from a box? Yeah, they're okay, but what if you don't have it? However, pancakes made from scratch are a whole different species. Fluffy, tangy, and just sweet enough to feel like you're indulging without straying into dessert territory. Start by sifting together 595 grams of all-purpose flour, along with 28 grams of baking powder, 6 grams of baking soda, 3 grams of salt, and 128 grams of sugar. Mix and make a well in the center. In another bowl, whisk together eggs, buttermilk, and vanilla if you're feeling fancy. Then pour the wet mixture into the well of the dry and mix in a singular continuous motion until it's 75% there. Then bring in the melted butter. Don't overmix it though, just keep mixing until the butter is fully incorporated. Let the batter chill. Literally, cold batter makes better pancakes. So when you're ready, heat a pan, grease it lightly, and ladle in the batter. Bubbles will form like little air pockets of joy. That's your cue to flip. About 1 minute per side. Then repeat until you have a towering stack of golden discs. Butter, syrup, and serve them up. It's the breakfast equivalent of a warm hug. These are fluffy, tangy, and easy to make if you don't have a box of the pre-made stuff ready to go. Finally, let's talk about eggs Benedict. Breakfast royalty. This is the dish that whispers in your ear and reminds you why getting out of bed can be worth it. It's the full package. Crispy bread, salty savory meat, and a perfectly poached egg. With hollandaise sauce, arguably the most decadent sauce ever invented. Making it at home feels like conquering breakfast Mount Everest, but with a little guidance, you'll crush it. Start with the butter, clarified butter to be precise. If you've never made it before, don't panic. It's as simple as patience and low heat. Melt butter on medium-low until the milk solids separate and float to the surface like a dairy raft. Skim them off, and what's left is a translucent gold liquid. Strain through some cheesecloth into a container, and congratulations, you now have the buttery equivalent of liquid gold. Keep some of it warm, you'll need it soon for the hollandaise. Next, prep the poaching water. Fill a pot with water and bring it to a gentle simmer, not a rolling boil unless you want egg drop soup. Add some salt as you would for pasta and a few tablespoons of vinegar. No, it won't taste like vinegar. The acid is your secret weapon to keep the egg whites together, forming that perfect poached egg shape. While the water heats, toast your English muffins. You can use a toaster, but I like to toast them in a pan with butter. It gives them an edge, literally. Buttery, crispy, golden edges and a little char from the pan. It's perfect. Next, fry up your ham slices. Just a quick sizzle to brown them slightly on both sides, then lay the ham onto the toasted muffins and set them aside. Now back to the eggs. Crack one egg into a small bowl or cup. It makes it easier and cleaner entry into the water. Stir the simmering water to create a gentle whirlpool. Then slide the egg into the center. The swirling motion wraps the whites around the yolk, creating that classic poached egg look. To test if the egg is ready, begin raising it from the water very slowly with a slotted spoon. If you see the egg white begin to rip apart as it leaves the water, the whites have not fully yet set and it's still raw. Once you can raise the egg from the water and the membrane of the egg white no longer tears, the whites have set and the yolk stays runny and luscious. Give it a quick trim to remove any trailing egg white wisps and place it directly on the ham-topped muffin. With the eggs poached and ready, we move to the crown jewel, the hollandaise sauce. If this sauce intimidates you, don't worry. It's easier than its reputation suggests. And as long as you work quickly and pay attention to it, it should be no problem. Start with 3 egg yolks in a glass or metal bowl. Separately, reduce 1.5 ounces of white wine vinegar, 1 tablespoon of minced shallots, and 10 black peppercorns in a small pan until it's reduced by about half. Strain the reduction and then whisk it into the yolks until they foam and thicken slightly. Now here's the trick. Add the clarified butter slowly. Drizzle it in, whisking continuously. Keep the bowl warm by placing it over your now empty poaching pot to warm it gently as you emulsify the butter. Take it off periodically to avoid overcooking the egg. The sauce should thicken to a creamy, pourable consistency. Season it with salt, a squeeze of lemon juice for brightness, and a pinch of cayenne if you're feeling bold. Now, assemble. Spoon the velvety hollandaise sauce over each poached egg, letting it cascade like edible sunshine. The final result? A dish that's indulgent as it is elegant. The crispy muffin, the salty ham, the delicate egg, and the buttery hollandaise sauce come together to create pure breakfast bliss. Serve immediately. Eggs Benedict waits for no one. And there you have it. Hash browns, pancakes, and eggs Benedict, the ultimate breakfast recipes. They're decadent, satisfying, and surprisingly doable once you get the hang of it. Master these recipes and you'll never look at a diner menu the same way again. Thanks for joining me on another episode of Beyond the Burner. Check out my Instagram and TikTok for quick recipes and cooking content. The links are in the description. Remember to like the video and hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for future content. I'll see you next week, and as always, stay hungry.